Want to be next millionaire? Nobody talks about this business in news or anywhere. I am about to expose the only business models that survived the Great Depression, the 2008 crash, and the pandemic. Ignore them at your own risk. What if I told you there are businesses so essential they are legally protected from failing? If you want true financial safety, you need to see this. These are businesses with low startup costs, simple operations, and customers who come back every single month without being asked. Someone with a full-time job can start one, and some of the people running these today are clearing over $1 million a year. Over the next few minutes, I'm breaking down these bulletproof business models, ranked by how lazy you can be while running them. The last one on the list requires almost zero upkeep, but has the highest profit-to-effort ratio out there. Stick around for that one.
Okay, so imagine this. You wake up on a Saturday morning, load a lawnmower into the back of your truck, and drive 5 minutes to your neighbor's house. You spend 2 hours cutting grass, trimming edges, cleaning up, and you walk away with $150 cash. Now multiply that by 10 clients a week. That's landscaping. And before you say that sounds like hard work, yes, it is physical. But here's what most people miss. This is one of the fastest businesses on the planet to go from zero to actual money in your pocket. No license, no degree, no complicated setup. You literally need a lawnmower and the willingness to show up. And here's the part that makes this a real business, not just a side hustle. Landscaping customers don't hire you once. They hire you every single week. Same houses, same lawns, same payment, over and over again. That's called recurring revenue. And recurring revenue is what separates a real business from just doing odd jobs. Now think about the scaling side of this.
You start solo. You get good. You get busy. Then, instead of turning clients away, you hire one person to help. Now you're managing the business instead of just doing the work. Then you hire another, then another. Suddenly you're running a crew. You're doing commercial contracts. You're adding irrigation systems, landscape design, outdoor lighting. And your average project isn't $150 anymore. It's $15,000. This is exactly what Nolan Gore did. He didn't even start from scratch. He bought a struggling landscaping company that was already doing $1.6 million a year. Most people would have been happy with that. But he came in, fixed the operations, improved customer service, built better systems, and grew it to $7.5 million in annual revenue. No viral marketing, no fancy tech, just running the business better than the last guy. The lesson here is simple. You don't need to start with big commercial contracts or a fleet of trucks. Start with 5 houses in your neighborhood. Do great work. Ask for referrals. Reinvest what you make.
The business will grow faster than you expect because the demand never goes away. Grass grows every week, whether the economy is up or down. That business gets you outside and builds cash fast. But the next one, you don't need a truck. You don't need tools. You just need a phone, a system, and the right location. Business number 2, mobile food. All right, think about the last time you were at a concert or a farmer's market or outside a big office building at lunchtime. There's always a food truck there, and there's always a line. That line? That's money. And the person behind the window figured out something really smart. Instead of spending $500,000 opening a restaurant, signing a 10-year lease, hiring 20 staff members, and hoping people find you, they put the food where the people already are. That's the entire strategy. Location plus food plus speed. A traditional restaurant is one of the riskiest businesses you can open. The costs are brutal. Rent, build-out, equipment, staffing.
Most restaurants don't survive their first 3 years. But a food truck, you can get started for a fraction of the cost. And in many cities, you can even rent a truck before buying one. So you're testing the business before committing serious money. Here's what makes mobile food especially smart, though. You're not dependent on one location. If one spot isn't working, you move. You find the Friday night market that does $3,000 in 4 hours. You book the corporate lunch outside the tech campus.
You show up at the weekend festival with 5,000 people who haven't eaten yet. The business follows the crowd, and the crowd is always somewhere. Now here's the upgrade move that Catherine O'Brien figured out. She started selling ice cream sandwiches from a bicycle. Literally, a bicycle with a cooler on it. No truck, no kitchen, no staff. Just her and a cooler full of ice cream sandwiches showing up at the right places. But the thing that actually scaled her business wasn't the street sales. It was when she started booking events in advance. Weddings, corporate events, festivals where the organizer pays you up front before a single sandwich is sold. Suddenly, her income went from unpredictable to planned out weeks in advance. Over time, she crossed $1.6 million in total sales.
Her biggest lesson, and honestly, one of the most important business lessons in general: don't just rely on people walking past you. Build a booking calendar. Pre-sold events give you predictable income. Predictable income lets you plan, invest, and grow without stress. So if you're thinking about mobile food, start small. A cart, a bike, a small trailer. Find 2 or 3 events in your city that need food vendors. Show up, do great work, get rebooked. That's the entire playbook. That business puts money in your pocket daily. But this next one, it builds income that comes in every single month without you selling anything, making anything, or delivering anything. Business number 3, property management. Okay, so real talk. When most people hear real estate business, they think, I need to buy a property. I need a down payment. I need a mortgage. I need hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get started. And that's exactly why most people never get into real estate.
But here's the thing nobody tells you. You can build a real estate business without owning a single property. Here's how it works. Someone owns an Airbnb. Maybe they bought it as an investment. Maybe they inherited it. Maybe they just have a vacation home they rent out. But they have a job, a family, a life. They don't want to be answering guest messages at 11 p.m. or chasing down a cleaning crew on a Sunday morning. So they hire someone to do all of that for them. That someone is you. And in exchange, you take 15 to 20% of every booking the property makes. Think about what that means practically. If a property earns $4,000 a month on Airbnb, you're making $600 to $800 from that one property. For what? Coordinating check-ins, messaging guests, scheduling cleaners, handling the occasional maintenance issue, most of which can be automated with the right tools. Now add 5 properties. That's $3,000 to $4,000 a month. Add 10, add 20. The income stacks. And here's the key part. Your expenses don't stack at the same rate because you're building systems and a small team, not doing everything yourself. This is literally what the person who inspired this video discovered. He bought an Airbnb property in Austin and realized that 20% of his rental income was going straight to a property management company.
And instead of being annoyed by that, he had a different reaction. He thought, wait, that's actually a really good business. So he went and invested in one himself. Now he earns recurring income from real estate without taking on the risk of buying more properties. That's the mindset shift. Stop seeing the fee as an expense. Start seeing it as the business model. The other thing that makes property management genuinely exciting right now is timing. Short-term rentals have exploded. There are millions of Airbnb and VRBO properties across the country, and a huge percentage of those owners are looking for someone reliable to manage them. The demand for good property managers is growing faster than the supply of people willing to do it well. So how do you start? You reach out to one Airbnb owner in your city. You offer to manage their property for 15 to 20%. You do an excellent job. You ask them if they know other owners, and you build from there. No capital required, no real estate license needed in most states. Just reliability, good communication, and basic organizational skills. 1 property turns into 3. 3 turns into 10. 10 turns into a business that runs largely on systems and earns you money every single month, whether you're working or not.
3 businesses. 0 complicated ideas. No startup funding required. What they all share is this: low barriers to entry, recurring revenue, and real room to scale without needing to be a genius or work yourself into the ground. The biggest mistake most people make,
isn't picking the wrong business. It's spending another 6 months thinking about it instead of starting. Pick the one that fits your situation right now. Start embarrassingly small if you have to, because the people making real money from these businesses didn't start with the perfect plan. They just started. And the sooner you start, the sooner the business starts working for you.